I think we have a caller. Let's get our producer here. So caller, stay on the line. We're going to pick up the call. Dustin Reed from Silence Productions taking the call. Caller? Good evening. You're on Patriot Radio. And what's your question for Mr. LaVerghetta?
Okay, I'd like to play a clip that he said the last time he was on the show. Is that all right?
Sure, please do. Let me repeat. You want to play a clip, something Dino said the last time he was on the show.
Yeah, and I'll follow up with my question.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
As far as Afghanistan goes, so it's still a little more unstable. I'd like to get it there as soon as possible, too. But I do subscribe with the argument that we're there right now. We should try to finish the job in eradicating Al-Qaeda and hopefully capturing or killing Osama bin Laden, which I think that's something we should pursue.
Did you guys hear that? Okay.
Yes.
It's a little harder for me to hear. I'm farther away from the phone, but I think it was talking about Afghanistan and trying to eradicate the elements of Al-Qaeda. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I just wanted your opinion because with the recent Afghan war leaks that Wikileaks leaked, 92,000 documents that show a lot of civilians are being killed in Afghanistan, and it re-emphasizes the fact that the Pakistani military is aiding the Afghan Taliban. And I wonder if that has changed your position on the war. And also in late June, our CIA director said that at most there are only 50 to 100 Al-Qaeda members in Afghanistan, and there's no doubt that most of them are along the tribal areas in Pakistan. So I'm wondering if you think it's a mistake that we have about 100,000 troops in Afghanistan right now, and we are involved in their civil war between the Taliban and the Afghan government.
No, I think you're absolutely right. We've got to be very careful that we don't get dragged into a long, protracted war, even longer than it is right now. I do think that we need to change the way we think about military actions as the threat changes. So it has to the way that we deal with them. I think a smaller force targeted towards destroying those small elements that still exist in Afghanistan and other countries is probably the way to go about it. And I would like to see both in Iraq and Afghanistan with a withdrawal. Maybe some presence is going to be needed to address those. First of all, have some sort of transition and to address the elements that do remain there. I think you bring up another really important issue, though, which is Pakistan, and I think we need to put a lot of pressure there. The fact is that the Pakistani government and the Pakistani army hasn't been a friend to the United States when it comes to Al-Qaeda and defeating them. And I think that if we want to make any real progress in eradicating those elements there, then we're going to really need to secure the cooperation of the Pakistani government more than they have today.
Do you have a follow-up question, caller?
Yes, I'd like to ask about Bradley Manning, the U.S. Army, I think he's a private first class,
yes,
who was detained in, I believe it was late May. He was held in Kuwait for over a month, and he was recently transferred to Virginia, to a military prison, I think.
Yes.
And he is charged with leaking thousands and thousands of military cables, State Department cables, and the most famous collateral murder video, which showed the 2007 helicopter airstrike on people in Iraq killing two Reuters journalists. Some like Representative Mike Rogers, he's a Republican from Michigan, he's called for the execution of Bradley Manning, while others such as Daniel Ellsberg, the hero who leaked the Pentagon Papers, has called him a national hero. So I'd like to get your opinion on Bradley Manning. Do you think, I understand he has broken laws, but do you commend him for his efforts for leaking these documents, or do you think he should be charged and sent to prison?
Well, this is actually an extraordinarily difficult question, and I don't know if there's an easy answer to this. I mean, it's an issue. Honestly, I don't know as much about it as I probably should, but my initial reaction is that he did break laws. There are reasons why we prevent leaks in the military. A lot of people can die. It puts our troops at risk, and so there's good reason. There's good reason for us having these laws against disclosure of confidential information. Now, I understand that a patriot is somebody sometimes who will disobey an unjust law or will go against their superiors if in the name of what they believe is just and best for the greater cause, and I think that's right. But at the same time, you have to expect to pay the price. It's probably right that he was arrested. I'm not in favor of executing the gentleman. But if you're going to do things like that, if you're going to disclose confidential information, I don't think we can live in a society or operate an effective military organization without criminalizing that and without punishing people who would put our troops at risk.
Do you want to follow up, caller?
No, thank you for taking my call, and I'd like to thank Dino, and I hope you win in November. Good luck with the campaign.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the questions.
Caller,
They're great ones.
I just want you to, if you stay on the line, I just want to let you know that 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 now, Mike McCarthy, he's a Navy veteran, was on the program, and we discussed all these foreign policy issues. You might want to take a look at the podcast of that show. And also, on August 19th, Know Your Rights is pleased to welcome to the program Paul Craig Roberts. And he's going to talk a lot about foreign policy, and I think you'll enjoy that program, so I hope you'll listen in and call in. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'll look at the archives.
All right.
Those are great questions.
Yeah,
I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Well, I think that was an important question that he asked about Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So what you had started to say, you